So good morning. And today we are going to have a continuation of yesterday's session. And yesterday we were talking about completion. Remember that the more completion you bring into yourself, the more integrity you are having, and the more integrity you have, the more power you have. Okay. Ultimately, the idea is that all your attention units should be consolidated so that you can use those attention units to focus on what you desire rather than, dealing with all these, conscious or unconscious interferers that keep on taking away your power. Okay. And to do the deed today, we have our good friend Rama available to us. So I have requested him to continue the session today. So thank you, Rama. And let's hand over to Rama. Let's give him a very warm welcome. So welcome, Rama. Over to you.
Thank you, sir. Good morning. Good morning. So in the spirit of completion, let's continue to review what Sugdeep sir presented yesterday. I hope you remember some of them, what he presented. You can talk about whether you have done something, whether you have understood, whether you are able to practice, and then we will move on from there. So to refresh your memory, maybe I can present it what he showed yesterday. And then you can share your understanding, your experience. Right. All of life comes to me with ease, joy, and glory. That's our mantra. Okay. On completion, this is what we heard from Sir yesterday. Right. So deliver undelivered communications, whatever is pending so far. Probably it is a good idea to list them down and do it over a period and complete the undelivered communications and look at all the broken agreements in the past and see whether we can resolve them. Clear the living space in your house, in your car, in your office, wherever it is. Get your finances in order, or at least take stock of what's in your finance. Pay your bills, whatever is pending so far. Pay back the loans if you have taken, or collect the loans if you have given. Pay your taxes if anything is pending on that. And make repairs. There may be some small issues, some pipe is leaking or something is not working. It just, irritating. It can really drain your energy. But if you can put some effort and correct it, it will be very useful. Donate unused items, whatever the accumulations of material things, and also accumulation of all the knowledge, you can release them as well. You can donate the knowledge as well, right? Return borrowed items. If you have borrowed anything, whether it is items or money, return back. Ask for items to be returned. Whatever somebody else borrowed from you, ask for that. Care for primary relationships, very, very important. Your important priority, high priority relationships. Look at that and see if any work to be done. Definitely there will be work to be done. Complete your bill. This is very, very important. So create a bill. Reddy Garu, if you remember, last time we talked about this, you initiated, I don't know whether you are able to complete it. I think all of us should have the bill. TITH, basically donate on a continuous basis for various causes, whichever you feel is more appropriate for you. And serve your community on a periodic basis. So these are some other things which will allow us to do the completion, is what Sugdeep sir explained yesterday. And so as Sugdeep sir said, completion will lead to integrity. Integrity will lead to more power, and more allowance. More allowance will lead to more creativity, and you can really create a lot of things in life. So completion really helps. Incompletion, on the contrary, really takes you away from your purpose of life, your creativity, and puts you more and more into the default mode. So with this, I invite each one of you to share your experience or your understanding about the completion, incompletion, and incompletion, and then we will take it from there. Yes, Shakti.
Good morning, sir. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
After yesterday's sessions, I went and cleaned up my space that I did. For the broken agreement, when I'm in session, something was in my mind, I will go and clear up that one. But after the sessions, my mind started giving reason why I should not go and talk to that person. It's keep coming up. And then also the realization, my mind is want to away from that to do that. So it's giving me a lot of things. It's like a default mode. I'm able to get that, but I'm unable to do that, sir. I didn't give a call to my friend. I didn't clear that one. It's keep giving me reasons. It's like, I buy that actually. Okay, it's not good to go and talk to that person. That kind of thing it came in, sir. I'm not able to complete that one.
Yeah.
I don't know how to overcome that.
Yeah. So I think first thing is to list down all of them so that you don't forget it. And then see how to handle each one of them. Of course, the list can go in, the line items can be tens and hundreds, but still it is worth writing them down. And yeah, it is understandable that approaching the people and relationship is much more threatening, much more difficult. But with clarity, with a little bit calmness, with some kind of push, I think you should be able to do it. So keep that as a priority item. That's what I would say. So you don't need to rush and do it today, but can you keep that as an item and see whether you can do it in a week or in a month or something like that.
Because so one of the thread in my mind is like, after I went and talked to that, if the person is not able to understand that, then again the relationship may worse. That's what the fear is.
Yeah.
If
So
they didn't take it in the right way, it's like, how come you come and tell this like I broken the agreement? That kind of the fear I have, sir. I don't want to lose the relationship.
Yeah. So basically, is it a top priority relationship for you or not? I mean, it all starts from there.
Yes.
Yeah. So if that is so, then you have to be willing to spend more time on that because it will require time, at least initially. Okay. So right now you are worried that whether, so first, it's good that you have the clarity that it is top priority relationship. The second part is you should be willing to put in sufficient effort in it, which probably you are not yet there. I'm not sure. So it takes
effort. What kind of effort, sir?
That you said, right? You go and talk, and then again some misunderstanding comes, it goes for a toss. So you have to take it. Okay, even if misunderstanding comes, I'm going to really work on that and then clarify again and continue to be in communication. So it takes effort.
Okay.
So are you willing to put in that effort is a question.
Yes, thank you. Okay, sir, I'll think about it.
Yeah, so as long as you are clear that the relationship is top priority and you are willing to put in sufficient effort to make that relationship good, then you will be able to do it.
Okay. Okay, sir. Thank you.
All right. Thank you. Thank you. You are always very prompt in start implementing the things you learn. That's really great. Thank you. Thank you for being an example for all of us. Yes, Shanti ma'am.
Yes, good morning all. Sorry to comment on Shakti's reply. Like we think that we are strong, but we are vulnerable human beings. if we understand our vulnerability and we accept our vulnerability, then it is easy to go and communicate in the difficult conversations. We want to remain strong. We don't want to approach people. But if we accept that we are vulnerable, it is easy to go and talk to people. I think it is so, because in my experience, I have come across such things. I want to show myself strong, though I know inside that I am vulnerable. In that case, the conversation becomes difficult. You don't want to show your vulnerability. Like if you show that you are, yes, I am vulnerable, things may go wrong. Anyway, I want to make good that communication, that relationship, then it is easy to approach people. It's my opinion.
Yeah,
I
thank
want
you.
to comment on comment from
Yeah.
Shakti. We
Yeah,
want to
thank
show
you.
that yes,
No problem, Shantiji. No problem. I'm here coming to share. I'm thinking like you are like family members. So no problem, Shantiji. But I didn't understand what vulnerability part. I didn't get it, Shanti ma'am.
Yeah, Shakti, this is related to, I think Shanti ma'am, very nicely brought out the 5 elements of the relationship. So if you
Mhm.
want a very strong and intimate relationship, you need to demonstrate all the 5 elements. And one of the
Yes.
key elements is vulnerability. So
Vulnerable.
what Shanti ma'am is saying is that probably we think that we are very strong and we don't want to approach the people, but internally we are vulnerable. But externally we keep showing we are strong and we don't want to reveal the vulnerability. So
we
what
know we
probably
are
she's saying
vulnerable,
is that,
but our ego doesn't allow it
yeah,
to
so
show our vulnerability.
yes. So if you show your vulnerability, then the relationship will become better. But because of our ego, we don't show it. So that's what I think she is trying to imply. So all of us know that honor, trust, gratitude, allowance, and vulnerability are the 5 elements of relationship. The question is, are we able to understand and demonstrate? So in your relationship, Shakti, the particular example you are talking about, are you able to evaluate where are you with respect to all these 5 elements? How would you rate it if you need to rate 0 to 10? Would you be able to rate each one of them? That will give you some clarity on how to approach or what is missing or what you can do.
Okay. I will look into that, sir. I need to put more thought on that.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you, sir. Thank you, Shanti ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Shanti ma'am. Thank you, Shakti. Yeah, I think
Thank you,
Kunanji
Shakti.
wanted to say something.
Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
Yes.
Good morning, Ramaji and all. I just wanted to ask Ramaji that how can we develop a strong intention here in this kind of scenario? Because I remember Sukdeepak sir has a couple of times mentioned this. Intention should be there to take action. So maybe if we have the strong intention, all such elements can be taken over. What do you recommend to have the very powerful, strong intention to take action in this kind of thing?
Yeah. So if you are clear about your purpose of life, your priorities in life, then the intention also can come saying that, yes, this is what I want to do, really. Okay. So ultimately, the intention should be to be comfortable in whatever you are doing, be happy, be comfortable, right? So that's what that clarity has to come in. So it's all related. You are absolutely right. Without intention, whatever you just go about doing, it's of no use. So if we can get the clarification on the purpose of life, on the priorities of life, and the intent to take care of those top priorities, then we can move on. So how do we create those intents? I think that is where the clarity has to come in, that what is that we want to achieve in life, right? And why do we want to do it? And then prioritize, because you cannot do everything. See, that's where the intent goes for a task. So if you take up everything in life and whatever comes in your way, you will not be able to do justice for everything. So that's where the prioritization comes. If you are prioritizing Kunanji, then your intent will be strong.
Yeah, makes sense. Thank you so much. Other thing, what I have also observed, even though I have a strong intention, some hesitations come in between. I think yesterday also sir has told, like you have to have the trust. So somewhere we have to observe that whether my intention is strong enough or not. And if yes, am I hesitating to take action or whatsoever is required to complete the communication? And that's what sir has told once, that find what is your resistance or what is there inside which you are resisting. So I think it's more about self reflection, observation. What exactly is the communication with my mind, and what's a stopping kind of approach? Maybe I'll take some. Thank you so much.
Right. So the intent and the strength also can be improved by coming out of the incompletions. See, the incompletions really puts your energy and effort and focus and intent very, very thin, and it doesn't allow you to really do what you want to do. So if you can list out all the incompletions, and if you complete it, your power of intent and the strength will be much more. So that's the context of what we are discussing right now. That can we look at all the incompletions and start completing them? The past ones, the past incompletions, can be completed? So that's what is our discussion started yesterday. So like Saya said, if you are complete, if you all the incompleteness goes away and completion is there, it really allows you to be in integrity. If you are in integrity, then it is easy for you to be in allowance. If you are in allowance, you can be much more creative and you can achieve whatever you want in life. So that's the linkage. So if you understand this, then we will be able to do what needs to be done. So the incompletion really drags your energy, it suppresses your effort, and it's really doesn't allow you to do what you want to do. So can we list out all the incompletions and complete it? So that's the first step which we started yesterday, and today we are going to do the second step, which we will do after the initial discussions. Yes, Reddy Garu.
Sir, I just want to talk about integrity.
Yes, sir.
I know that I'm having integrity 100%, but if other people with whom we are dealing with, they don't have integrity, what should we do?
So if they don't have integrity, what's the problem?
For example, I'll give a small example.
Yeah.
You take all young recruits with all the clarity and this one, but unfortunately, they leave the job without even informing us, which is making us very problem, because we
Right.
will allocate some work, but suddenly after taking the salary, next day they will not turn up.
Right.
If you come and explain to us, this is the problem. This is why I'm leaving the job.
Right.
There is no integrity in people.
Sure.
Actually, the present youngsters.
Right.
How
Yeah,
to-
I think that's a very fair point. So if there is no integrity, you have to create some mechanism to bring in that integrity. If it is through the punishment, do that.
No, I cannot do anything. I cannot find out from him because he just leaves. That's all, without information. He will not take my calls or my HR people's calls. He will not inform us. And even we take some references, they also don't respond. It's a very peculiar situation. We all
But will they not need the relieving letter or something like that? So if
they work for 3 months. They don't care because they have alternative something.
okay. So okay, the specific thing I don't know how to handle it right now, but what I'm saying is that if there is no
not a specific thing. Other people's integrity,
Yes,
you can handle it. That's what I want to know.
absolutely. You should see if when you are in integrity and others are not in integrity, and if you want that integrity to be there for the organization, for the bigger group,
Yeah.
then you have to create some system which will enforce them to be in integrity, right? So
Okay.
whether it is intentionally or unintentionally, if they go out of integrity, there
Okay.
should be some mechanism, some enforcement, if it means some punishment, to bring them back. So that has to be designed. So
Okay.
just because you are in integrity, you don't need to necessarily allow everybody to be in not in integrity. So you have to put some discipline, some process in place.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Right. Thank you. So that doesn't mean that you are out of integrity. You are, because you are not only responsible for your own integrity, you are responsible for integrity of the whole system. So to take care of the integrity of the system, if people need to be enforced or punished, or some kind of effect has to be there, you can do that. Yes, Abu Bakr, hi.
Hi, good morning. In that integrity punishment, like Shivaprasad Reddy sir said, then we can do like this. What I am thinking. So we can keep some documents in prayer. Otherwise, in advance 1 month salary, we can keep on hold. We can agreement like that. Okay, 1 month salary will give once you leave the company. When you are leaving the company, and your certificate, original certificate, will hand over once we close this deal, something like, right? So that they cannot leave it like that without taking their certificate, without taking the salary.
Yeah, some such elements. Yeah, because that context may be different, but yeah, I think your point is understood, but it may not be exactly applicable in his situation, but he has to find out what will really work for his environment.
Thank you, sir. But we tried all this.
Yeah, I think we will, yeah, but the overall principle is understood, but the specific things we can talk about it separately. Yes, Kunanji.
Yeah, just to give an example, sir. Like here in Sharjah, where I stay, especially I'll request to share with Reddy Garu. Normally on Fridays, the parking charges are free. Like you need not to pay the parking charges. But in certain areas, they have mentioned that if you park the car here, you must pay that. And last Friday and before that, I was not aware of that. So I got parking fine. And then I realized, oh, I have to be careful. If I don't follow the rule, I'll get fined. So this is what I have experienced. And now I was, if I have to say, I was a bit careless that, okay, today is free, let's park it anywhere. But now I am careful that, oh, I need to check it. So I was not very having powerful integrity just for the sake of the conversation. But now I have developed, and I'm resonating with this conversation that Mr. Rama explained, that you have to design a system or some mechanism so that the other person can remember that, oh, if I don't do this, I will get this kind of pain or punishment. That's why, that's how we develop habit, the thinking habit, either through punishment or reward. Now, in this case, I'm getting punished. So I'll be always remembering that, oh, if I don't do this, I'll be punished. I'll be getting fined. So maybe in your specific area or in our specific areas, we can develop this kind of mechanism, what Mr. Rama is suggesting. So we need to deep dive and understand what else is possible. Or you can apply the 4 questions, what Shakti always says that. So there's always possibility, as Sir said, that we can find the possible, what else is possible kind of question. Maybe it will be helpful, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Kuranji. Thank you, Abu Bakar. So, Reddy Garu, this is the incompletion you have listed. So keep this, and you can find a way to complete it. Right. Anybody else? Any other thoughts and experiences, actions on completion? So one is to, I think as a starting point, listing out all the incompletions, right? And then you get all the past incompletions, and then you start doing the completion one by one. It will take time. It's not that one day you will finish it. It may take months, it may take year also, we don't know, depending upon the list. So that is one part. Any questions on that? Just to recap again, I'm showing that list what Siddhapak has said, showed us yesterday, so that we are clear what we are talking about. Are you able to see the screen? Yes. Yes, sir. Reddy garu. You are on mute.
No, I just want to know what is this word called TITHE? Because I am.
It's a donation.
Okay. No, which language it is?
It's English.
Okay. Because I
It is called tithing. Yeah, it is same as donation. Yeah.
Okay, sir. Thanks.
So deliver, undeliver communications, resolve broken agreements, clean your living space, office space, driving space, get your finances in order, pay your bills, pay your taxes, make repairs, donate unused items, return borrowed items, ask for items to be returned, care for primary relationships, complete your will, complete a living will, tithing or donation, serve your community. So these are some of the areas where you may have a lot of incompletions. List them out and then complete one by one. So are you able to resonate with all these things? I'm sure each one of us will have some incompletions in this, and that really keeps taking away our energy, and it really scatters our focus. So the idea is to really complete them so that we get full power, full focus, full energy to do what we want to do. So that's the idea. You may have some more list as well. This is only some indicative, I would say. Right. So assuming that you are going to do all these things, list out and then over a period complete it. Now the question is, what about the new things? See, it's not a great fun to keep accumulating more and more and then look at every year or every 5 years and then see, oh, so many incompletion, let me complete it. So now that we understand the importance of completion, what can we do on the day-to-day interactions, day-to-day things? So how do we complete everything? Whatever we start. See, already we started, there are incompletions. But going forward, everything, how do we not let incomplete? How do we make sure that whatever we start with is completed, right? So that's what I thought we can discuss today. Yes, sir.
Don't commit or promise what you cannot.
Yes. Yes.
Absolutely. In
Yeah.
real life.
Right. So how do you know? How do you know whether you can or you cannot? So you're saying don't commit if you cannot, but how do you know whether you can or you cannot?
That I think you know naturally, sir, if you are having
Yeah.
intensity.
Naturally, also it also requires some kind of system. You need to have the complete clarity on what's in your plate. See, today you may not have the clarity of it is not the question of capability. One is capability, whether you're capable of taking that up or not. So there you may have some clarity. Even if you have the capability, if your plate is already full, there is no point in taking it up and not doing it. So you should have some kind of system where you should know what is your capability in terms of your time.
Yeah.
So have you allocated sufficient time for various things, right? It is no fun just doing everything for others. You should have time for yourself as well, right? So can you have that kind of what Kunanji repeatedly says, the time boxing, right? So in each time box, are you clear what you want to do? Do you have sufficient time for your top priority items in your life? If you have that clarity, then you can decide whether you can take it up or not. Yeah, I agree. So basically, evaluate before you commit. Don't blindly commit it. Or don't commit emotionally, don't commit out of pressure. Take time and then decide whether it is good to commit or not. Thank you. Thank you, Reddy Garu. Yes. Yes, Shanti, ma'am.
Actually, all these blunders have happened only because we lack consciousness. Once we raise our consciousness, we understand what can fit into our cup, in which time we feel overwhelmed by emotions and do again a mistake. So raising consciousness will help us on day-to-day basis, not to get into this kind of blunders.
Absolutely. So awareness or consciousness will give us clarity on whether we can take up something or not. If you have taken up, whether we can complete it properly or not. Absolutely, you are on dot, and I'm sure Reddy Garu will resonate very well with this awareness and consciousness. Yes. So what else we can do to make sure that we complete whatever we start and we don't keep creating incompleteness on a day-to-day basis? Yes, Sir.
Sir, good morning and good morning to everyone. Sorry, my connection is little bad. You have to bear it with that.
No, it's very clear. Thank you.
It's very clear that it is bad, right?
No, it's really good connection. Go on.
Thank you very much. Sometimes it gets wrong. I just want to add something, get a thought to discussion about committing, not committing, or completion related to what about ability and all. I just read it. It just gave me clarity. It says, if it is not clear, yes, it is clear, no. Because many times we just try to please and we try to say that something we assume and we don't say clear no, and we say is that is yes, we can do something. That statement says if it is not clear yes, it is a clear no. So if we start to learn how to say no, it solves a lot of problems. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, that's a great way of looking at it. Yeah. And that's a very good thing to remember. If it is not clear yes, it probably is clear no. But of course, there are exceptions. In some areas, you may want to take risk, knowing well that that is going to be useful in long term. It may not be clear yes at the beginning, but you know that it is going to help. But as a practice, I think it is a good idea to keep this in mind. If it is not clear yes, it probably is clear no. Thank you, Vetri.
Sir, since you touched upon that topic, I want to add one more thing.
Yeah.
If you talk in the perspective of intention, commit clear yes. Then let's see how to. Again, if it is yes, but I can do try or nothing. If it is a clear yes, go ahead. If it is not clear yes, go for no.
Yeah. Yeah, from completion and integrity point of view, I think that's a very good guideline. Yeah. Right. So what else we can do So what Shanti ma'am said was awareness or consciousness. What Vetri said was, if it is not clear as, then probably you should not commit. And what Reddy Garu brought out is the timeline or your capability and your availability, time availability. So if you have clarity on all these things, then probably you can take up something which you can complete, not leave them as incomplete stuff. So what else one can do to make sure that whatever we take up is completed and not left out? Yes, sir.
If something goes on any relationship, please try to start it out immediately. Don't postpone.
Yes.
Try to communicate with them and then start it out as soon as possible. Same thing with like clearing any clutter in our living space every day.
Right.
Just do that.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. So again, that is where your intent and priority comes into picture. If it is priority, you will pick it up and not postpone it. Because anything you postpone more and more postpone, it will only create, absorb more energy, more problems, more time. So it's always easy to address it at the beginning rather than postponing it. Yeah. Even if it is tough. Yes, Retigal.
Sorry, I'll follow even in business, because whenever there is a delivery commitment to the customer, when we are not able to deliver, I always tell our people, please call them up or send an email and explain to them that, yes, there is a delay because of this reason. Otherwise, the customer thinks that he will get by that day, but we tell only after that we are sorry, we could not deliver because of this reason. But if you tell them in advance and try to explain the position, so here also the commitment plays a lot of role, because they feel happy at least the vendor informed us early so that we make our own plan accordingly.
Right.
Also, it's very important, sir.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So here it is important to remember that as much as you want your clients or your relationships, they also want you that much. So you don't need to be under pressure always. Oh, I have so much to do. The other person is not bothered. Nothing like that. I think it is important to remember, as much as we want our clients or our relationships, the other person also wants our relationship. So that's very important. If it is not there, then it is going to be tough. You have to reevaluate it. Thank you. Thank you, Rendika. So what do we do to make sure that we complete whatever we start and we don't create more and more incompletions? So first and foremost is the awareness itself. Yeah, yes, Shantina.
Yes, I'm reminded of the Tirukural. எண்ணி துணிக கருமம் துணிந்த பின் எண்ணுவது என்பது இழுக்கு.
Absolutely.
You can translate it. Right person to translate it, right?
Okay. Shakti, do you want to translate? Okay. So whatever you want to do, think about it, review it properly, evaluate it properly. But once you have taken it up, you have to just complete it. If you don't complete it, it is really, what to say, very bad, very low of you not to complete it.
And that will lower your self-esteem.
Yeah, it lowers your self-esteem if you don't complete
lower
it.
your self-esteem.
Yeah, yeah. That's a great Tirukkural. Thank you, Shantima. So it says everything. So whatever you want to take it up, think properly, take time to review it. Once you are taken it up, don't let it go. Complete it. If you let it go, it is going to lower your self-esteem. It is going to lower your esteem in front of others' eyes as well. So can we be conscious? Can we be aware? And can we take time to review before we take up any activity? I think these two alone is going to be really giving us a lot of clarity on completion or incompletion. Yes, Shantima.
Yes, this is responding rather than reacting. We are overwhelmed by the emotions and we accept for wrong things, which we cannot complete. But when we respond, the things may be different.
Absolutely.
Our answer may be different.
Absolutely. Yeah. If you are more reactive, there is a probability of taking up something which we cannot complete. But if you are responding, we will be able to take up what we can complete. Or whatever we take up, we will complete it. Even if it is going to be tough or difficult. Yeah, so don't be reactive. So all these things are whatever we are talking about, be aware, don't be reactive. Look at your capability and your time availability. All these things, not only for completion or incompletion, it is going to be useful for many other things, everything in our life. So if you follow these basic things, it helps us to be more comfortable, more energetic, more focused, and more happy. So anything else? What else we can do?
Mr. Kamal here.
Yes.
I heard about that. We always have that restart button with ourselves. So anything, any point of time, we have stopped anything. So we don't have that stop button. We have the restart button. So anything you have stopped, just restart it. Just clean up the mess and just do it. So Deepaks are always saying, just do it. So just restart it, and you can create your own word or your own affirmation or your own sentence, which change your what you say, which boosts your confidence, and you can just start. So always have that restart button with ourselves.
Right. Yeah. Exactly. So you don't need to really be worried or afraid or stop it or anything. You can always restart, reset. Right? So what? Now what? Right? So, yes. So yeah, Shakti, you wanted to say the same thing or what? Okay. Okay, so these are some other things we can do, right? To not carry the incompletions, but make sure that we complete it. So being aware and conscious about whatever you do, whatever you take up, and be calm, have trust, take time, have a calendar to make sure that you have the right set of activities and you don't overload yourself. Review before communication or talking up or sending email or talking or committing. Ask questions if it is not clear before you commit. Follow up. Don't just take it up and leave it. Follow up within yourself and with others. Respond, not be reactive. So these are some other things which will allow us to complete whatever we take and not create more and more incompletions. Right? So does it make sense? Whether we'll be able to do this? Yes, Shantima.
Yes, we are humans and we are prone to make mistakes.
Yes,
We cannot expect that we will be always right, even if we take all the steps, if we are very much aware, if we follow all the things you have listed out, still we are human and we are prone to make mistakes. And accept that you will do some mistakes and immediately you can correct it. And you have every resource to correct your mistakes. We should have the trust in us.
absolutely. So you have to be in allowance.
Yes, reprimand ourselves.
Yeah, you have to be in allowance on yourself, not only on others. You have to be in allowance of yourself as well. Yeah. Yes, Shanti. Thank you. Yes, Shakti.
So what do you mean by calendar here, sir? So schedule.
Have a calendar so that
Mhm.
you don't take up something which you cannot complete. So when I say calendar, so have some kind of system where you keep all your commitments, all your activities to be done.
Okay.
And if something new you take up, refer that system before you commit. Or give the commitment such a way that even though you want to do it, you can do it,
Mhm.
but you are already booked for so many things.
Mm.
Then if you want to take it up, you say, yes, I can do this, but I will do it only next week, not this week.
Okay.
So that you can do only if you have that kind of system to follow and refer to that.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Yes. Yes, Patrick.
Sir, this is something on a lighter note. Auntie Madam said we are human and we prone to make mistake and it can be accepted. This is what I keep telling my wife, she's not listening.
Because she thinks you are above human. She thinks you are superhuman. That's how you projected in your life so far, right? That's how you projected to her. So you have to be realistic. Yes, sir. Reddy garu.
No, he is becoming lighter day by day.
Yes, Kunanji, you have something to say?
No, sir, thank you so much. I think it's a very profound discussions. I got some clarity. And I was just resonating and reminding myself that the clarity of purpose as an energy being, why I am in this body and this with this mind, and what is the space I am currently, and as per my belief, my faith, that I have to be answerable for all my actions, all my deeds, all my thoughts. So somewhere I have to keep on reminding myself about my purpose with complete clarity. And I believe that will put us with a higher level of consciousness. So if subconsciously we are aware or subconsciously we are conscious, then the actions would be guided or directed accordingly. So as you rightly mentioned, and we all, that consciousness ultimately matters a lot. And of course, everything comes within integrity, allowance, commitment, all such as stuff. So thank you, sir. Thank you so much for the discussions.
Right. Thank you. Thank you. And also, I think many of us get into the FOMO, fear of missing out. There is no need to do that because we are in a particular environment, we are in a particular situation. So we have to do what we need to do. We don't need to start comparing with others, start thinking that, oh, somebody else is doing something, I'm not doing it. You don't need to do it. What is important is in your situation, what is the best you can do. So that is another reason why people may take up something which is not relevant, which is not required, and then there is a lot of incompletions in where there is the need to complete it. Right. So I hope that we all have that clarity on what are the various incompletions in the past so far, and list them out and have some plan to complete that one by one. And also start putting in system and the actions and the awareness of taking up something which you can complete rather than taking up which you cannot complete. So some of the things you may take up which are difficult to take up, but like Shanti ma'am said, once you take it up, just go all out and complete it. Otherwise, it is going to reduce your self-esteem. So I think we all have that clarity. So now it is a question of action. So let's act on this. There are so many things to act. I think this is one of the important things to act. Once we complete these things, we will have more power, more energy, more integrity, and it will put us into creative mode. Just to bring that connection, the completion will lead you to be in integrity. Integrity will lead you to be in more allowance, and being in allowance will have a lot of creativity and do great things in life. So that's the importance of completion. So let's do that. So with that, let's listen some shairi from Kunanji, and anybody else who would like to say Kamal or Vetri or anybody else as well. You are on mute, Kunanji. Yes, Vetri. So while Kunanji...
Sorry to interrupt. Before Kunanji shairi, I just want to share, I feel like sharing this. Recently, we have one festival which is from Jainism. Ashokji also posted that beautiful flyer into our group. The ritual of that function is from Jainism. It goes and asks forgiveness to everybody. Because we, as per our study of consciousness, unconsciousness, we know 5% is conscious, 95% is placed in the unconscious, which we don't know. So we have been correcting our without intention also. So it comes under completion, I feel like. When you start doing it with your own close people, they are important to your life. Go and ask them, see, knowingly or unknowingly, I might have done something. Can you forgive me? Sorry for that. Because there is a day for it in the Jainism religion, and they celebrate that. They go to everybody, ask for forgiveness, and how beautiful it is. On a lighter note, if my wife comes and asks me this, how I will feel.
First, you have to ask before you expect others to ask. Yeah, that's a great ritual. See, that's the greatness of various cultures. So there is another ritual in Hinduism. It is during Pongal. There is a first day of, it is some 5 days celebration. The first day is Bogi, where you bring out all the unused things, all the junk, all the things which you don't use, which is really cluttering your space and mind. Bring that out and burn it. It's a great ritual that we can do more often actually. So whatever is cluttering, whatever is not useful, take it out, either donate or burn it. So yeah, that's right. There is a great culture. That's the culture really helps us in doing many such things. Yes, Kunanji, please go on.
Yes, sir. आज तो कमल जी भी हैं. कमल जी से कुछ सुना जाए. कमल जी कुछ है?
On lighter note, Vetrival sir के लिए है.
अरे फिर तो जरूर सुनाइए. It's very important.
शेर था कि कितना शरीफ शख्स है कि पत्नी को चाहता है, कितना शरीफ शख्स है कि पत्नी को चाहता है और उस पर भी ये कमाल है कि अपनी को चाहता है.
Translate, please.
कौन आंसर करेंगे ट्रांसलेट?
What an amazing personality. He loves his wife, and it's more amazing that he loves only his wife. That was a lighter note.
That's really amazing poetry. Yeah.
Kamal, we need to talk.
यस यस विल कनेक्ट टुडे. नहीं, एक और अच्छा शेर था मेरे पास. वो कुछ इस तरह था कि कहाँ आकर रुकने थे रास्ते, कहाँ मोड़ था उसे भूल जा, वो जो मिल गया उसे याद रख, जो नहीं मिला उसे भूल जा, वो तेरी नसीब की बारिशें किसी और छत पे बरस गई, दिल बेखबर मेरी बात सुन, उसे भूल जा, उसे भूल जा. So just get released. I hope you all have understand.
No, too many sentences, please. Translate.
In short, what Kamal is telling is that we do have plenty of desires. We keep on searching, wanting for many things. So whatsoever you get it, just say thankful, be thankful. And whatsoever you couldn't get it, just forget it. Keep on moving, keep on taking action, and let the life come to you with ease, joy, and glory.
Wow.
Yes. Yes.
Great. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Thanks a lot.
जो शायरी मेरे जहन में आ रही है रमा जी, दैट अर्ज किया है कि ये खामोशी, द साइलेंस, ये खामोशी अब के गुफ्तगू के बीच ठहरी है, ये खामोशी अब के गुफ्तगू के बीच ठहरी है. द साइलेंस विच इज स्टेइंग देयर between our communication. ये खामोशी जो अब के गुफ्तगू के बीच ठहरी है, यही एक बात सारी गुफ्तगू में सबसे गहरी है, यही एक बात सारी गुफ्तगू में सबसे गहरी है. So the silence which is staying there in our communication, this silence is the most important within our communication. So it could be sort of incompletion, it could be sort of understanding, misunderstanding, whatsoever it is. So what I am resonating and what I'm taking away from today's conversation is that make it sure that you complete. And if there is a silence, I'm taking as if there is some hesitations or something which is stopping me, then find out what exactly is that. And if I can find it out, we can have the big breakthrough. That's what Sukdeepak sir says once, that what's resisting you, if we can find it out, that could be a great breakthrough. So thank you, sir. I hope.
Thank you, Anandji. And the other side of silence is really after the completion, there is silence. That is the real completion. Thank you. Yes, Shanti ma'am.
Yes, even in Tamil, there is a proverb is "Podum endru maname pon seyyum marundu." Like when we become greedy, we overwhelmed by emotion, the greed, and we take wrong decisions. So first of all, be gratitude to whatever you have. The other things, whatever you intend, will come to you with ease and grace. And if you deserve it, God will give you according to the timing. It may delay, he may delay, but he will not deny you.
Yeah, thank you, Shanti ma'am. Contented mind is the golden medicine. Yes, Venkatesh.
Actually, about this two of the shairis which said in the Kulan shairi, the silence speaks more, like the silence speaks more in the conversation when someone do not oppose or do not show his real colors, that his silence speaks more, that something is hurting him. That's what actually silence speaks more. And in another one, wife's loving shairi, The first line is always just the wife, not his wife is not there. It is wife, he loves wife, and next line is that it's more surprising that he loves his wife. That's more. Thank you.
Thank you. Right. So with that, let's conclude today's session, and thank you all. And please go ahead and complete whatever you kept pending, and on ongoing basis, commit something which you can complete rather than taking up something and keeping it incomplete. So thank you. We'll see you all tomorrow morning, 7 o'clock India time. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Stay safe and stay blessed all. Take care. Bye-bye.
Thank you, sir.
Everyone.
Thank you,
Thank
Rama
you,
sir.
sir.
Thank you, Kunin sir.
Great session, sir. Thank you.
Bye, Betty sir. Bye, Shakti.
Bye. Bye, sir.
Bye. Bye.
Thank you.